Hello, this is a quick demo of a very simple game that I made way back in 2019 when I was sort of just first getting into game programming. It's a simple shooter game with one main player and enemies that spawn dynamically with each level. There's only one enemy type, it's very simple, and the enemies just sort of fire at a simple rate over and over until either the player's health bar runs out or you get past level 5. So, some information about what I'm doing here. This project is run on top of the Chili DirectX framework. Chili is short for Chili Tomato Noodle, which is a silly name, but a very cool YouTuber who ran a beginner C++ game programmer tutorial series on top of DirectX, and this is his framework, so I'm just building on top of it. I programmed mostly in the update model and then just made a few of my own classes like an enemy and a player. At the time, I remember first being taught what the game loop was, how you go from updating the logic to then updating the graphics and repeating frame by frame. And I remember being absolutely blown away when I first saw what it meant to compose a frame and what it meant to draw the graphics, and how this happens in most games at 60 times or 30 times a second, and how insane that was that we have technology that can compute and render so quickly. It blew my mind at the time, and I know it's such a simple model, but finally having insight for the games I had been playing for since my childhood was a very enlightening thing. So I'll quickly go through my update model here. It's very simple. I just track the game state based on a set of booleans. It's very elementary, and there's probably better ways to do it, but this was a code that I wrote a long time ago when I was very new to programming. You can see I was just getting into dynamic memory allocation, so I was very careful to learn things like memory safety, deleting as necessary, and then creating new references to classes as the enemies or player spawn in. That's about it as far as a code explanation. It's very simple, like I said, but I created what I think is a pretty fun, casual little game, so I'll go ahead and go through it now. One thing to keep in mind, because the gameplay is so simple, I did what I can to make it entertaining, and so one of the designs that I tried to focus on was making your player glide around so that you have a sense of gracefulness as you play. So you'll see here I'm just moving with WASD and my character slides around, and I do my best to skillfully dodge while talking, and there we go. We got through to level 2, so you'll see it's a very simple loop. All that happens here is the number of enemies that spawn increases by 2 times the level number. So at first we had 2 times 1 for level 1, now we have 4 enemies. So that's pretty much it. I'll just show you dying really fast. You'll see basically what happens is an enemy will shoot, and if the bullet disappears, either by hitting the player or a wall, their magazine reloads, and then they can shoot again, which leads to a very troublesome case when you get close to an enemy and they keep firing at basically an infinite rate of speed. It's not the most balanced game, but it was fun to make and decently fun to play. So that's it. Game over. It brings you back to the main menu, and then you can start playing again. But I'll stop the recording here. Thanks for watching.